Highway 84, Wicksburg, Alabama.
B1053, it's Pollard and Dave in the morning. Good morning to everybody. Sometimes it's hard to remember what day it is, but it is Tuesday today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is hard for me to remember too.
65. Look, I forgot to put my little sock on my microphone here.
There you go.
So I'm doing it now. Anyway, 65 now on your all-metal roofing and siding weather radar. There are some clouds out and about, and we are under a wind advisory until 7 o'clock tonight. So, Amy, we're expecting some weather throughout the day. I don't know if Evan is soft-selling it to calm our nerves, but you know how Pollard and Dave are when it comes to weather. If anything breaks loose, we're going to let you know what's going on, okay?
For sure. We are on top of it. I am broadcasting actually from my home in Wicksburg, and Dave in the studio in downtown Dothan. So we are practicing the social distancing that we're asking everybody else to practice on the daily. So every single day, new information on the coronavirus.
That's right.
Updating the numbers, now topping over 3,000. For the deaths associated with the virus. And of course, the numbers continue to incline, which we totally expected. We knew that there was going to be a climax of the virus. And that seems to be going on much of New York and Louisiana, some of those states really struggling with, their healthcare system just being overloaded.
Well, that's just it, and that's why we've got to maintain social distancing. We're very fortunate to live where we live, Amy. It's a lot easier for us to maintain social distancing than it is in a bigger city. So let's take advantage of that, guys. Let's just, I was talking yesterday, Amy, with somebody, I think it was yesterday afternoon during Wiregrass Strong. If somebody's not willing to maintain 6 foot difference, don't worry, I got it covered.
Yeah.
I don't have to, you don't have to worry about me staying 6 feet away from you. I got it covered.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And everybody kind of needs that attitude.
And here's the truth of the matter. There's so much new stuff that we're learning about this virus, even on a daily basis, even by an hourly basis. Researchers all over the world are constantly researching and studying samples and finding out. Coming up here in just a little bit, I'm going to share with you a new way that they've said before now that you really couldn't catch the virus. Now that they're saying, yeah, you might can get it this way. So I'll share that with you when we come back.
All right. It's Brooks and Dunn on a Tuesday with Pollard and Dave.
How are you?
Ma'am.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
Good.
I'll be honest with you. While there's only Ricky watching right now, I'm getting a little buggy. I'm getting a little kooky. I'm getting a little nervy, a little shaky.
Oh, buggy, not. I thought you meant like feeling a bug.
No. I feel fine. I feel fine.
But
I'm getting twitchy. I'm getting anxious. Do what now?
Remember, this will be on playback.
I understand, and I don't mind sharing my feelings, but I'm getting nervous. I'm getting anxious.
Yeah. Okay.
There's an inevitability about it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, really and truly. And for those that'll be watching this on the playback,
I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. It's just I'm anxious.
Well, this study that I was able to do a little bit of research on this morning basically is saying where they thought that it wasn't going to be airborne, not so much.
I heard that yesterday. I did.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I don't know if we want to talk about that.
No, we do need to talk about it because here's the thing, y'all.
You're right, because that makes social distancing all the more important.
Right, and that's what I feel like. That's where I feel like we as a society went wrong in the beginning. Because Dave, I know you can go back to a month and a half ago, at least, when I was in the, I'm all, you know how I am about severe storms and severe weathers and severe weather and things like this that go on, I always jump on these things early. And I tend to, like my family would say, overreact about a lot of things. But at the same time, that is a good thing when it comes to things like this, because I was taking it so seriously from the very, very beginning. I was the one saying, no, y'all, I think there's more to it than what they're telling us. I just think that they're keeping some of this information suppressed so that we don't go into panic mode. I said, look at the grocery stores now. You can't buy toilet paper. You can't find bread. And that's not even really thinking in the beginning, a lot of people even thinking that this thing was really real or not a big deal. Imagine what would have happened if they'd have come out from the beginning and said, it's airborne. You can catch it by touching metal. It lived for 14 days on surfaces. Your mail, your cardboard boxes that come. If they would have done that, complete chaos. Yeah. So I'm one of those people that tend to believe from the get-go, be smart and make some of your own decisions about what is and isn't safe. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, if you've been social distancing or overreacting for 2 weeks before everybody else, that may come in to be your benefit when like it's all said and done.
Ultimately, it's a race to see who gets it last.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and tell y'all, not in my immediate household, praise God, because y'all know my first grandchild is due in 19 days. Yeah. In another household in my family, we had a family member that I got a phone call last night.
B1053, it's Pollard and Dave in the morning. Good morning to you, Brooks and Dunn, running down that red dirt road. Somebody was telling me yesterday, Ricky was telling me yesterday that he and his wife, in order to just break their little cabin fever, got in the truck and just went up and down some old dirt road.
You know what?
That's not a
bad idea. Really and truly,
not at all.
In the South, that's something we do anyway.
That's right.
And that's definitely a way to pass the time. Sometimes you just got to get out. That's right. Yesterday, I actually went on one of these spring cleaning freak out modes.
Did you go insane? Did you like everybody just have to get out of your way?
Let me tell you how bad it was.
All right.
So my son, anybody that knows, he got married last July. We've been building their house. They closed on it about 3 weeks ago. Finally got everything moved out. I've had furniture stacked up in my house for a year, waiting for their house to be, just letting them accumulate.
You've been like the storage house.
I've been the storage shed.
I got you.
So, and that's something moms do and dads do. But so everything finally got moved out from our guest house or pool house. So naturally, what do your children do when they move out? They take their stuff and they move out. And sometimes they take your stuff, but they move out and they act like they've never seen a cleaning utensil or a cleaning ingredient in their life. They leave it worse than they found it. That's their thing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm on my hands and knees scrubbing baseboards. Like I had, y'all don't even know. I do know. I had the Fabuloso out yesterday on the outside.
Did you use the purple? Yeah, that's the purple. I use that too.
That's my favorite. On the outside of the windows with big washcloths, just washing the windows, not just Windex. And I'm talking about, oh my gosh, replaced hot water heater, replaced refrigerator, replaced dishwasher. I'm telling you, we went pure psycho mode. And today, I can't hardly move. That's how I feel. I am so stove up.
You got your own personal gym, just spring clean.
Oh, my right bicep from window washing like this, wax on.
I know.
I'm in pain, but guess what? I refuse to take ibuprofen or Advil or Motrin or any of that because I've been preaching to y'all about it.
You need to take your jacuzzi bath with some Epsom salts.
Yeah, for sure.
That'll knock it out.
And I'm not finished. This is going to probably take me 3 more days to do it completely. I'm talking about window blinds in every window, washing every blind down. It's just Y'all don't even know. So I'm moving slow today and probably will not get another bit of it done today because I'm just like sore as a raisin.
Well, that's how they do it in Wicksburg.
And 50 years old.
Looking good, girl. Don't you worry about it.
Love you, Dave. Okay, I'm going to share something.
Oh, a little bigger.
Let me share something with y'all. My YouTubers.
YouTuberinos.
Or we can talk about it later. I can go ahead and share.
We need to invite them. We need to invite them in. We need to invite them to come watch.
Let me go find the linkage. Oh, listen, y'all don't even know. So 3:00 yesterday afternoon, 3:45, right before 4, Ron put on 3 slabs of ribs.
3.
On our 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just a Pollard thing.
Can't do 1, can't even do 2, just 3.
No. So anyway, he put on those ribs, and at 10:00 last night, we're like, when are the ribs gonna be done? 10:00 last night. Good morning, warrior girl. So at 10:00 last night, we're like, when are they gonna be done? For some reason, they just didn't look done. And I'm looking at Ron going, how do you cook ribs on the smoker for 5 hours?
And they're not
still, yeah, I don't know if they just didn't look done or I don't know.
Is the heat right?
You know, when you pull ribs, like when they're done, you can almost just
slide out.
It wasn't happening.
So,
and I think it's because he had the smoker on like 300. I'm like, Ron, you got to put the smoker on like 410 or 415.
I don't know anything about all that, but I know that like a lot of people overnight their ribs in a brine or in a apple cider vinegar, and the enzymes help break down.
Maybe he didn't do it.
And that makes it it also flavors it really nice too.
Yeah, well, needless to say, you can probably hear my convection oven going right now because I got them up in the oven.
You got them cooking in the oven? Man, I got some of that hormone chicken, and one chicken breast was like that big.
Like monster, big as this computer screen. Those
tried to
chicken
fry it
breasts
in a
scare
pan,
me.
and the grease just whatever. It was so funny.
You know a chicken is not supposed to get that big.
Woo! Must be Tuesday. We're sharing recipes on the YouTube. Don't forget, you can join us streaming live on YouTube right now. Just go to youtube.com. In the search bar, put in Wiregrass Radio, 2 separate words, and you'll find us. And just click on the live. Warrior Girl 77 has already joined us this morning. Good morning. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
Pollard.
Good morning.
In Wicksburg doing your thing. I'm here in the studio doing my thing.
Yeah, we have a possibility. Possibility of severe weather today.
And just say where I got a wind advisory until 7:00 tonight. So the good news is it's not like a multi-day event. That's good news. And the temperature is going to be nice today. 65 right now. We're expecting a high, let's see, later on today of only near 80. And that's going to be right before the rain gets here. And then it's going to cool off to 47 tonight. Yeah.
And then tomorrow, you're going to feel like, did I wake up somewhere different? Because tomorrow's high is only 71. And we haven't had a cool day. That's actually the day that I should be doing all this work that I've been like.
That's when you pop the windows open,
myself with.
Breeze helping you out. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So social distancing actually changing everybody's lives right now. We're actually having to find new ways of doing old things. And kind of changing our whole way of thinking. And I'll be honest with you, yesterday, I'm getting kind of funny about, there again, we were just talking off mic about me being a little more over the top about some things, but I'd rather apologize for being over the top about something than to be, just go with the flow, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a little funny about my mail.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that except that I'm
I'll
just
tell you
getting
exactly what to do because my son customizes tennis shoes.
right.
And he's got a friend that lives in Chipley that sent him a pair of tennis shoes he wanted customized. This came from the factory. He
Mm-hmm.
ordered it from the factory and just have it delivered to our house. Well, the package was on the porch when I got home the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I went inside, I got a Clorox wipe, and right there on the porch, I wiped down every surface I was going to touch.
Of
Then
the
of the
outer,
package, yeah, of with a
okay.
Clorox wipe. Then I wiped the
My
entire.
packages that are coming from Amazon are
This was
cardboard.
cardboard. This was cardboard.
Okay.
So I just
Okay.
wiped it. You're not soaking it. It's not like you're making it soggy. You're just wiping it down. And I grabbed it and every other surface that I couldn't get while it was in that position, I wiped it with the Clorox wipe. And
Okay.
that was just me. And I'm just being honest with you. It's 2020. It's March, it's March
That's
2020.
that's where I'm at. So I have the 2 Amazon packages that sat there. Yeah, I told y'all been going crazy on Amazon since I've been home.
Sure.
There's just some things that we need with the baby being on the way and everything that I've determined, okay, well, I'll order from Amazon and we'll take it from there. Well, 2 of those packages came yesterday and
Awesome.
I sat there and I looked at them. They were out in my garage area and I looked at them and I'm like,
I tell you what, I've got
some
a
of the
solution.
Amazon workers have
I got a
been.
solution for you. And I want to share
Well,
this
I'm
with
gonna
you.
tell you what I did
Oh,
first.
okay. All right.
So I was looking at. I have one package from China
Mhm.
that got delivered 2 weeks ago that's still sitting unopened. In
Okay. In quarantine ain't a bad idea.
I've put it in quarantine, and I'm like, I don't need that for a while, so it can just sit there. I wish I had an ultraviolet light because I would probably use that. But so
Order one from Amazon.
I know, right? I probably could. So that's not a bad idea. So I sat there and I looked at it and I was actually on the phone with a girlfriend of mine and she said, do you have gloves? And I said, yeah. And she said, put on a pair of gloves, open the package. Then when you get done opening the package, pull your gloves off inside out and dispose of your gloves.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I put on my gloves. I pulled the packages out in the driveway, opened them up out there with my gloves on, pulled the inside packages out, which were wrapped in plastic, opened the plastic, dumped the things out that I bought onto the driveway, took the box and the plastic, went and put those in the big dumpster garbage can, pulled my gloves off inside out in the garbage, and then immediately brought the things in from outside and took them straight to the washer machine.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Straight to the washing machine. They were garments for the baby, of course. So straight to the washing machine. If it weren't garments, I would do what Dave did and just take a Clorox wipe and wipe it down. But I know this sounds crazy, y'all, and there's probably people listening that are like, wow. But I'm going to tell you when I come back why we are both being so extremely careful about stuff like this, because they're finding every day that you can actually get this virus in ways that they didn't know before.
That's right.
So, let's don't pretend like we know everything about it. Let's don't get it twisted because we know nothing about it when the truth really comes out. We're learning every day, hour by hour about it.
It's crazy. Keep it here. It's Pollard and Dave in the morning. This hour brought to you by Mark Dunning Industries.
Yeah, I was a little overboard with it, but hey, Carl. Good morning.
Carl.
Yeah, I cannot respond to everybody. I wish I could. I guess I need to figure out how to log in. I've just been so busy logging in on a separate. I guess I'm just doing it from a guest standpoint inside the studio, but I need to be logged in as
an Amy.
I guess. But
Didn't you tell me you created an account the other day?
Well, when I go in and I join the show, it lets me join the show, but it's as Amy Pollard, but it's joining the show. It's not as I don't know. It's not as an outsider.
Sweetie, I think you're overthinking it. Just if you want to be able to text folks, just log in.
I am overthinking it. That's what I do.
Oh yeah.
Do I log in maybe through YouTube to comment? Is that how they're commenting?
That's what I did the other day when I was doing it from the house.
That's probably what it is.
But I think you can log into your StreamYard account and do it that way.
Okay.
That would probably be the smart way, and that way you might even get that little window where you don't lose the
I
screen.
don't know if I even created a StreamYard. All I did was click on the link that Ricky gave me. That's what it is.
Oh,
He sent me a link to join the show. I've never gone to StreamYard.com and created an account.
See, I think
That's
up
what it
on
is.
your upper right corner it says sign up.
Log in or sign up for free.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Got it.
And I haven't done it either, so I'm just saying
Okay.
that's how it's done.
Okay.
Oh, all this good music I'm playing this morning.
I know, and I don't get to hear it. I'm so
Well,
jealous.
yeah, you could play it on your headset. Or
It'll give these guys feedback though,
Oh,
because you'll be hearing it kind of. So I'm just like living with it. But I miss the music. You know what? To be honest with you, it has a way of kind of setting your mood.
yeah, it does.
I mean, it can like pick you up. It can get your
Drag you down.
Yeah, it can drag you down. It can get your
Kick you in the
vibes
soft-
going.
Kick you into soft places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you doing this morning, Carl? Tell us what you got going on. You too, Warrior Girl. Good to see y'all.
Yeah. What are y'all doing to keep socially distant yet enjoy your
Look,
life?
oh my gosh, and I'm going to talk about this when we go back on the air, y'all. Did y'all see the video on the news of the Mercy ship arriving in New York yesterday?
I saw a photo.
Did you see the number of people? Good idea, Carl.
Smart. Yeah.
Okay. Carl said ordered baby wipes from Amazon, poured a little bleach in them, and made their own wipes.
Mm-hmm.
That you could probably pour the alcohol in them, which would probably be a little bit safer than
Bleach is kind of poisonous. Yeah. Now, I was going to recommend, however, Carl, I was going to recommend that you make up a gallon of diluted bleach. So like half a cup or maybe 3/4 of a cup of bleach to a gallon of water. So you can pour them in spray bottles. So like, that's good for like your chair railings. I'm not your chair railings, but your stair railings outside. If you got stairs going to in front of your door, you can just douse those down with some bleach, doorknobs, outside doorknobs.
Yeah, just bleach water.
Yeah.
But only like this much bleach and like this much water.
Yeah, like a quarter cup, half a cup of bleach for a gallon of water.
Keep your content of bleach down so that it's not toxic.
That's right.
But a good idea nonetheless.
Okay, Warrior Girl's streaming us on Alexa. Let's see here. We'll share that.
That's what I do. I have the video on my phone and streaming the music on Alexa. Look at you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a good idea. I actually need to go. How long do we have, Dave?
Do you want to sweep a tune? Because I've got a little errand I need to run. Wink, wink.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Let me go on YouTube here. And isn't it funny how you guys, when y'all are, so Warrior Girl, if you're doing that, you're hearing our commentary on YouTube, the stuff we're saying that's off the air. And then you also have the volume up on Alexa listening to the music stream. So you actually have two different audio streams going at one time. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what. No. Because when you're doing the YouTube stream, are you able to hear the music too or no? No, what you're doing is, heck, I don't know. You got to share with me and tell me. If you're watching it on YouTube, you're not getting the music stream, correct? You're just getting the video of us talking and hearing the in-between songs. and you're doing that on your phone. No, Carl. Okay, so you're not getting the music on YouTube. So if you want to hear the music, basically you're just hearing our morning show commentary, what we're talking about on the air, and the stuff that we're talking about when we're not on the air, which sometimes is crazy stuff. But you're not getting any of the music. So if you wanted no music on YouTube, yeah. Okay. So yeah, I got it. But if you wanted the music, which stinks because I wish YouTube would let us play the music for y'all too, because then it'd be like getting it all in one little Cracker Jack box. You'd be getting the morning show, you'd be getting the music and the commentary, which would be awesome. So here's the question, Mr. Engineer, Ricky. Can the public watch us on StreamYard? Can StreamYard take the place of YouTube is my question. Because if we were on StreamYard, Ricky's texting me.
You blowing up your phone, I'll bet.
He says no. Dang it. Because I'm trying to find an alternative way that would also allow them. She said that's why I stream the music on Alexa. Yeah.
See, we'll get too big of a delay.
See, that's what I'm wondering. Is she not getting a delay?
It'll be a slight delay, but not as radical as if you were trying to watch it and listen at the same time. It just totally mess you up.
Oh, okay, Ricky. Thanks. So I can actually log into YouTube.
That's what
on
I
my
did.
on my phone with my phone volume down, and I can respond.
Yes, you can respond, but don't watch the video because your lips will be out of sync.
Yeah, my lips are moving, and I'm doing like a Chinese movie.
Hey,
you know the old karate movies where
an old karate movie. That's better.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah. Well, yeah.
Chinese karate, whatever. Their lips never matched what the screen was saying.
No, that was fun. That was always
I watched
a very fun part of those types of movies.
What show was it? It used to come on in the afternoons after school.
Kung Fu Theater.
No, was it? Yeah, that too. Oh my gosh. Was it Space Giants?
Oh yeah, with Goldar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Goldar. And what was the silver one? The girl?
Goldar, Silvar.
Silvar. How original was that? Dude, Goldar and Silvar.
Let me see what I can find on
Goldar. OMG. You're talking about a throwback? Huh? That is hilarious. And then they had the kids. You remember the kids? I think they were red and white.
Holy macaroni and cheese. Look at this.
I swear Teletubbies.
B1053 is Pollard and Dave in the morning. Jordan Davis and his latest slow dance in a parking lot. 65. Getting cloudy. We are under a wind advisory until about 7 o'clock tonight. That's all on your All Metal Roofing and Siding weather radar. Don't forget, this hour is a service of Mark Dunning Industries. Good morning. We are broadcasting from separate locations this morning. Amy is at her home in Wicksburg. I'm, of course, here in the studio in beautiful downtown Dothan. And we're also streaming on the YouTube. So log into YouTube.
Yeah.
Go to youtube.com, search for Wiregrass Radio, 2 words. There you are. Subscribe and hit the notification button. You'll know every time we go live on the YouTube.
Okay, so I was just asking because I was concerned about there being a delay.
Uh-huh.
And Warrior Girl said, yeah, there's a delay. She said, when I go to the den, I put on the YouTube feed on my TV, turn the volume down on my phone so I can still type. So I end up with 3 feeds going.
Oh my goodness.
That is the #1 fan of the day. Yes. Warrior Girl has 3 different feeds of Pollard and Dave going on. And
That's
that
awesome.
right there has to be top fan of the week.
of the week. No doubt about it.
Yeah, not just the day. So yeah, please go to Wiregrass Radio on YouTube and you can actually see the video. And to be honest with you, we do talk about stuff on the YouTube feed in between the songs that you won't hear or on the radio. So
No,
you might be missing out on some crazy stuff.
like
Like what?
like that.
Yeah. Dave, I hate it when you do that. It oh my gosh. Y'all listen. Okay. So we were just talking about how our mouths don't match the
You're out of
feed.
sync.
Sometimes yeah, you're out of sync. And I said it's like the Chinese movies, the old movies where they do the and their
where they're
mouth doesn't
overdubbed.
match. But I'm telling you, it brought back some major memories from after school. I used to watch Space Giants. I don't know if anybody else out there used to watch it. And Dave's like, yeah, with Goldar. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then there was the woman that had the silver. And what was her name? And he said, Silver. So that was their creative department gets 0 brownie points for that because, I know what we'll call her. He's Goldar. She'll be Silver. Oh, that took a long time to think about. But the kids, do you remember the kids?
Yeah,
and
I forget.
that,
Oh my gosh, what a great!
If you're
show
on YouTube right now, Dave posted a picture on YouTube. That costume is hideous.
I'd wear it. That would be a great Halloween.
You know who he looks like? Nobody would know who you were, Dave. I mean, well, the old folks like us, and they shouldn't be trick-or-treating anyway. But listen, this costume looks like the people. How many of y'all have been to New York City? If you've been to New York and you know the Chinese theater out there and all these where these street performers are, and they have their buckets out front, there's a gold dude. Always out there, there's a gold dude. And he's spray painted himself gold sparkle.
I don't know.
That
Gold
totally
pretty
looks
tight.
Oh. Where's Silvar? You didn't find a picture of Silvar? You'll have to
I
do
can
that.
find one. I'll do
But
it.
listen, whoever can remember the kids' names first gets a major brownie points. Because there was a boy and a girl. And I swore that one of them wore red, a little red costume. And the other one might have been yellow or white. But I'm telling you, I swore
that lose your mind. Are you ready?
Yeah, go.
You guys, go ahead and tell them how they can see all this great stuff that we're showing folks on.
If you're missing out on this, y'all, you need to be on our YouTube stream right now. Just go to YouTube and type in Wiregrass Radio, 2 separate words, Wiregrass Radio, and then click on today's live feed, and you'll get to watch us on camera and pictures of what we're talking about.
Oh,
I swear, Teletubbies totally ripped off Space Giants. Teletubbies came from Space Giants. Yeah, really? Absolutely. Yeah, you remember Teletubbies?
I can't say that I can't say I know anything about Teletubbies.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I knew he wore red. Oh my gosh. What about the grandfather over there? The Yoda looking dude. Yes. Yeah. I can't anymore. What? Okay. The kid. Everybody else is wearing these cool costumes. And the kid, they've got him in a jacked up red sweater looking thing with that bicycle helmet. They must have ran out of budget when it came to the kid. Because they totally put a bicycle helmet on the dude. It's horrible. Y'all got to go check it out.
It looks like cartoons from Japan, but in real life. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
very
pretty
cool
sure
stuff.
that's where
I remember that was on TBS. Wasn't that back in the day on the Superstation WTBS?
I don't remember what channel it was, but I just knew every day Amy Pollard was going to tune in for some Space Giants.
Space Giants.
Now that we've had that throwback. Yeah, Space Giants. Okay, so when we come back, we're totally, I'm just like fixing to crawl up on the floor in the fetal position. This picture, this family portrait of Space Giants. Okay. So when we come back, I'm going to share with you, I've been talking about some of the new stuff that's developing daily on the coronavirus and some of the research that's coming out. And they're finding out that there are more ways to catch it based on some new research than what they thought. So this social distancing thing is not no joke, because people are talking about, well, all I got to do is stay 6 feet apart. That may not be so true now. It may need to be that you are completely distancing yourself. We're going to talk about that. My ribs are done. Let me go. I'll be right back. I'll be back. Oh.
Can jeans, Angry Rabbit, Anna Grace, and Simply Southern. Plus maxi dresses and jewelry for proms and pageants. Custom embroidery on anything at Simply South Boutique, next to Milky Moo's in Enterprise. Follow Simply South Boutique on Facebook and Instagram. Hold up.
Golden Metals in Dothan is privately owned in the South since 1942. We provide the best value, warranty, and service at prices starting at 99 cents per foot. Manufactured roofing and siding with a huge inventory and variety of colors, gauges, and profiles. We offer a full line of metal building components such as custom trim, purlins, insulation, and gutter systems, as well as walk-through and roll-up doors. GOLDIN Golden Metals, 210 Vulcan Way in Dothan. GoldenMetals.com. Golden Metals, where no one beats our prices.
Great time to get rid of some trees. And Fairview Tree Service is your full line tree service. Complete tree removal, tree trimming, and pruning, plus stump grinding. Fairview Tree Service can clear your fire lanes, make that deer patch, do basic bush hogging, plus trench, lay sod, edge, and do storm damage. Shane Crooks owns it, and he runs it. Fairview Tree Service. Licensed, insured, and bonded. 7740794. That's 7740794. Fairview Tree Service.
One call takes care of all that garbage. Mark Dunning Industries. With 30 years experience, MDI lets you take care of your other problems. Garbage and waste disposal,
don't
they've
forget your
got that
devotion,
handled.
sweetheart.
Every garbage dumpster for your business and
Got it.
construction, including front load and roll-off services. Plus upfront pricing, no hidden fees, and even online bill pay. Phone 983-1506 or click on the web, markdunning.com. Dedicated to service, devoted to green. Mark Dunning Industries.
Social distancing and staying home has brought grilling season early. Rural King is remaining open to provide you with essentials to keep your farm and home going, and this year, that includes grilling supplies. A bag of Royal Oak or Frontier charcoal is just $6.99. A 20-pound bag of Lumberjack grilling pellets is just $8.88. And if you need a full propane tank, we have that too. Rest assured.
Go back
Oh,
to
Carl,
full
that's the
screen.
nicest thing anybody's said to me in a
Place to
long,
gather
long
your
time,
essential
man.
items at
I
Rural
can't
King,
hear you.
America's farm and home store.
We're Dothan's country. B1053.
And that's sweet. Oh, Carl.
Aww. Thanks, Carl. I'm hearing a delay again.
Look at old Ricky changed my title. Dave, where's my Binky Gilligan?
He didn't put anything for mine, did he?
I can change it. What you want me to change?
Hey,
it
make
to?
the screen full. Yeah.
You getting some serious lag out there in the boonies, girl.
What you mean?
So are you ready for this? I don't know if you're ready for what I'm about to lay down on you.
Oh, then you might better wait till we get on the air.
I think I want to do it now.
Okay.
You ready?
Oh, God.
The monster Rodak has been conquering planets throughout the universe. He sees Earth and wants it, as it is the best he has ever seen. Goldar and Silvar are sent from another planet to protect
Yeah.
Earth from Rodak.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the show,
that's
man.
crazy.
O-M.
That is so crazy.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
We are totally geeking out, y'all. Can't help it.
You're about to totally throw down on the complete geekorama.
And there was another something I used to watch after that one. That was after Oh God. Oh, that's like looking at the Wicked Witch from Wizard of
That's
Oz.
Rodak.
Yeah. I mean, he's evil looking, but look at his eyes.
Yeah.
They loved glitter more than Amy Pollard back in the day.
Hang on, one more, because there's some good ones here.
Oh God.
Hang on. May we all. Oh, here we go. Sorry, it's all like math and stuff. There you go.
Oh my gosh. Yes. You remember the rocket? They used to have the rocket. Wasn't there a rocket on there? Oh my gosh.
He would. Goldar was a rocket, and then he would change from a rocket into a man face.
That was the original Transformer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know how they came out with Transformers later on, but that rocket thing, he would do. You remember it would be a whole bunch of clicking.
Yeah.
And then he'd be a rocket. Look at those kids' faces. OMG.
All right. Get back to business. B1053, it's Pollard and Dave in the morning. Florida Georgia Line. May we all practice good social distancing. May we all remember to wash our hands at every opportunity. And may we all log on to YouTube and check out Pollard and Dave streaming live on the YouTube if you want to see what we look like and join in on the what you don't hear on the air conversation. You're welcome to do so. Just go to youtube.com and search Wiregrass Radio. That's two separate words, and it's really easy. We'll be the first to pop up. You click on Watch Live, and there we are. Don't forget, this hour is brought to you by Mark Dunning Industries. Amy, weather is going to be the word of the day here after lunchtime, I'm thinking. We're under a wind advisory until 7 o'clock for everybody that can hear us right now. Currently 65 in Dothan, a little cooler in Ozark and Enterprise, and that's all in your all-metal roofing and siding weather radar.
All right. And with the weather today, we were testing out yesterday to see how our how it might be when we're trying to cover the severe weather, if there happens to be any in the Wiregrass area today. We think we got it pretty well worked out. This whole remote thing is definitely a challenge for me. So we're gonna stay on top of it, because y'all know how we are about the severe weather. And of course, all metal roofing and siding is always teamed up with us on that. And Dave's distracting me on the YouTube feed.
It's all right. You're handling it like a pro.
Yeah. I'm learning a little more. Thank goodness we got an engineer like Ricky who's
he's the best, isn't he? Hey, you know what? Ricky needs some applause for sure. He has really stepped up his tech game during this time of social distance. And he's really just knocked it out of the park.
Okay, so we'll talk about some of the ways, or an additional way now that they're saying you can actually get the virus, coming up here in just a minute. Right now it's 6:51, and you know what time it is.
It's time for Pollard and Dave's Daily Devotion, proudly brought to you by Saliba Construction and Southern Outdoor Sports on B1053.
In Southern Outdoor Sports in Dothan. Officially some of the best guys in the Wiregrass. I love working with these guys. Recently got my concealed carry 38 Ruger from in there with those guys. Went in recently, stocked up on some ammunition. Also, I am good to go on my turkey hunting for this year. The Benelli shotgun, absolutely the best shotgun on the market as far as I'm concerned. I love the fact that the recoil on that gun is virtually none, when you're hunting. So you definitely want to go check out Southern Outdoor Sports in Dothan. So today we're looking at Galatians 6:7. Don't be misled. You cannot mock the justice of God. You will always harvest what you plant. You know, there are paths that we can take in life that take us in certain directions. If you save $1 a day, you're sure to have savings accumulated. It's easy to want to think that if we only planted a few seeds, the harvest would be plentiful, such as working late nights all week and expecting to come home to a happy family. But that rarely works. Instead, you always reap what you sow. Today, think about what it is that you are planting.
This blessing brought to you by our friends at Saliba Construction and Southern Outdoor Sports in Dothan on B1053.
It's an addiction. Southern Outdoor Sports in Dothan is the Wiregrass's bulk ammo headquarters. Always in stock. Winchester 223 hollow points, 40 round box for $29.99. Winchester 9mm 200 round, 115 grain full metal jacket.
I'm gonna completely log out of. Let me make sure that I don't. I know what it is, Ricky.
Do what now?
I've got my Wi-Fi on my phone.
Yep, that's killing your signal.
Got it. I just turned that off, and my Bluetooth was on.
But if anybody in the house is streaming or doing anything right now, it's going to get ganky.
Yeah.
791-2624. If you need some body work,
see if that's any better, guys.
2624. If you need a part, call Harger. 791-2624. And if you just can't repair, just call Harger and let them recycle it 24 hours a day. Harger Towing and Wrecker Service on Cottonwood Highway. Just call Harger.
Brawny Branson 19 horsepower tractor, front loader, trailer, $99.95 or $150 a month with approved credit. Dixie Horse and Mule Company, Highway 84, Wicksburg, Alabama.
Don't I need one of
Whoever
those?
said bigger isn't better hasn't checked out the new location of Tobacco Shop. Tobacco Shop in the old Winn-Dixie Plaza has moved next door in a bigger place. Now featuring a huge walk-in humidor and lounge area.
Comments.
Way more than just tobacco. High-quality hemp flower, CBD, smoking accessories, and more. You've got Tobacco Shop's fresh
that last comment.
Bob's and McDonald's, y'all.
Oh, there we go.
On Montgomery Highway and Cherokee and Dothan, and in Abbeville next to Walgreens. Must be 21 to enter.
Don't worry, you can still enjoy the great taste of Outback Steakhouse. Take advantage of their delivery service, typically with a $5.99 delivery fee, but now through April, Outback will provide delivery for free when you order through them. If you don't have time to call and place an order for pickup but want to swing by, feel free to pull curbside and a representative will be waiting.
Oh my gosh.
And now offering delivery as well. Open daily from 11 till 9. Outback Steakhouse, 702-4930. Outback rules.
This hour brought to you by Mark Dunning Industries, garbage waste removal and recycling service.
Are we going in here? Okay.
All right, what now?
So somebody just sent me a message that
Yes.
said, ask Alexa if the government made this virus. And
Well, I
she
don't
will
have an Alexa.
no, just listen.
Okay.
And she'll say yes, and 1/3 of the earth will die. 289 million people will die, is what Alexa will say.
That sounds like a word I can't say. Yeah.
I'm like,
That sounds like a word I cannot say. Yeah.
the squirrels are at it this morning.
Are they? You got a good
Yep.
view of the? Have you got a good view of the squirrels?
Oh yeah, every morning.
That's
And the
good.
birds.
Yeah.
The
You ought to open
squirrels.
your windows. Maybe we could pick up the audio because I love the bird sounds.
These are big plate glass windows that
Oh, they
can't
don't
be
open.
open. Yeah.
That's
They're just strictly for like visual
I got you.
looking outside.
Well, you could walk out. Well, no, I don't guess you could drag everything outside, could you? That'd be fun.
I might could do that. I might could do that one morning. Just sit
Yeah,
outside.
get out there under the tree or something. Make sure you cover yourself in skeeter juice. Get out there and get you a snake popping stick or snake pistols.
Yeah.
And that'd be
for
fun.
sure.
We could call it Adventures with Amy. We'll get you a little like one of those Australia Outback hats.
Yeah. And you're that dude on Mutual of Omaha that used
Yeah,
to
I'll be
sit there and
sitting-
say, I'll sit right here and be safe while
That's
Jim
Amy
runs
Russell.
out there and tries to get a
Amy
picture of
Russell's
that
the
rabid
copperhead
cheetah.
in the edge of her pond.
Yeah. I'll
Notice
sit
how
right
birds.
while I send him out to get eaten by the tiger. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Amy,
Let Amy do it.
let me tell you something. I
What?
met a childhood hero on an airplane flying from South Africa to Rhodesia, a country that no longer exists.
Yeah.
And on that plane was Stan Brock, and Stan Brock was Marlon
You told
Perkins'
me this.
original assistant on Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. And let me tell you, my 5-year-old self walked up to Stan Brock and went total Chris Farley. I don't know if you're familiar with it. His
Yeah.
little sketch. I went there. Are you Stan Brock? Yeah. Do you remember that time you wrestled those alligators? Yeah. That was awesome.
That's so funny.
And then I just broke down in tears, just started
I'm
squalling.
fixing to hold on. I'm
Yeah.
fixing to ask Siri. Hey Siri, who created the coronavirus?
Oh, Lord Jesus, help us.
Okay, I found this on the web for who created the coronavirus. Check it out.
Here's something that says, see, she ain't doing the same thing as Lexa does.
What
There's
did she
something
say?
on here that says the coronavirus did not escape from a lab. Here's how we know. This is with cases surpassing 284,000. Boy, this has been a few days ago. A group of researchers compared the genome of this novel coronavirus with the 7 other coronaviruses. And they're saying the analysis clearly show that it is not a laboratory construct or purposefully manipulated virus. It's got to do with the outer walls of its host cells, and then enter those cells. They specifically looked at the gene sequences responsible for 2 key features of the spike proteins: the grabber, which is called the receptor binding domain that hooks onto host cells, and the so-called cleavage site that allows the virus to open and enter the other cells. Then there's the hook part of the spike. There's all kinds of stuff. This is the reason
and stuff.
I am not a researcher, and I bombed science. I didn't like it. I bombed math. I suck at stuff like that. So anyway, it doesn't work. How long coronaviruses are detectable on surfaces? Okay, I'll share this. What? Okay, China. What's Carl saying China for? Where it came from? Oh, yeah, because I said who created the virus. He said China. I know a lot of people do think that. I don't know if y'all know. How long do we have, Dave? How long do we have?
We're going to do the news and the weather, and then probably about 5 minutes from now.
Oh, we should have went in before news.
I just played a little 2-minute song.
Yeah, I'll share these times with y'all. I have so much to share with y'all about this virus this morning. I am just like geeking out. And I just said I hate science and stuff. But this ain't really about science. Let me tell y'all what this is about. This is about self-protection.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Because it's not because I really care about the science of it. Warrior girl, I'm watching a 7-month-old puppy playing and having puppy frenzies. She's finding the noisiest toys to toss around. So that's the nature sounds for today. Oh, that's great. Nothing like cute little puppy freckles. Feel good kind of things. Dave, I want to get some feel good music out.
I got Alabama coming up. Don't you worry.
Okay.
And the new Sam Hunt's rolling in.
So anyway, I've been checking up on some of the different, when a new study comes out or some new research comes out, or I have a lot of friends in the medical field, And some of them are in some pretty, I just say, high up positions. And so they send me stuff that they get distributed. That, and some of them not even here local. They're in other states or other places, and they're sharing with me. I had one, Dave, I don't know if you saw it on my Facebook last night, that sent me a picture of
Yeah, I
the
saw that.
no, it's
No, I know,
it's
but
it's for real. And I had to share it because here's the thing, and I talked about this earlier this morning. Some people struggle with being bluntly honest about what this virus is. They struggle with it because they don't want to create a panic or upset people. I believe, on the other hand, that we should be completely transparent about it and very matter of fact about it. I'm not for, ooh, I got you, Carl. Be safe out there. I'm not for camouflaging the truth. Give me everything I need to know and let me make an informed decision
that's what
about.
Winston Churchill did for Britain in World War II.
That's just the way it is. And
He laid it out on the line.
I think that by trying to pretend that it's not, I really do believe in the early stages of this. Like, I'm talking 2 months ago, early January, when we should have been being bluntly honest about it then. And when I say we, I say our government. We should have been like so completely honest about what was going on, instead of going, I can go back and look at clips of high ranking officials in New York saying, oh, we don't want everybody to panic about this. We still want you to go out and enjoy the parks and enjoy the festivals, enjoy time with your family, yada, yada, yada. Chances are, what was New York City on December 31st and January 1st? What was it? It was a petri dish.
In the street. Yeah.
How many? Was there 1 million people out there? I don't know how many people gather for New Year's Eve. I actually believe that the virus was already existing then, and that it was just not really known that that's what it was, because there are a lot of people that were testing negative for both strands of the flu and strep during that time of year.
B1053, it's Pollard and Dave in the morning. Good morning to you. 65 now on your all-metal roofing and siding weather radar under a wind advisory until 7 o'clock tonight. The clouds are going to be rolling in. Evan tells us the rain's going to be rolling in as the afternoon approaches. I'm thinking, though, Amy, sometime after 5, we should see things start to calm down and get back to normal, just cooling off.
Pretty much the majority of what we're going to be looking at locally will be between 10 and 2 for the most part today. Although our wind advisory will stay with us through 7 p.m.
7 o'clock, that's right.
That's right. From 10 to 2 this morning will be what we're watching closely here at B1053. So, and we'll stay on top of it, partnered up with All Metal Roofing and Siding, of course, on all of your severe weather updates. So make sure that you are either listening on iHeartRadio, which is absolutely wonderful. You can ask for WECB on iHeartRadio. It'll take you straight to us. Now streaming live also on our YouTube Wiregrass radio stream. So you can actually watch us with the video commentary, and there's some things that you'll hear and see that you won't hear on the radio. And then, of course, at B1053. So we're so glad to have y'all with us. If you are self-quarantined, thank you so much for doing what you're doing. And we are practicing social distancing by doing our show live from separate locations.
We sure are. Glad you're with me this morning, Amy, even though it's from far away. 7 minutes after 7 right now. This hour is brought to you by Covenant Care Hospice.
Yeah, I want to talk about a few things this morning that Carolyn just commented on our YouTube thread. She said, yesterday I went to drive up at the bank and realized how many hands touched the tube.
Yep.
Listen to me. This is where I talk about us being so used to our everyday lives that there's things that we don't think of until after we've already done it. It is a brand new way of thinking,
Hmm.
almost in everything we do. Um, I don't know if y'all have it or not, but every one of our cars has a thing of self homemade sanitizer, the gel with the alcohol, and every time we do anything, it's automatic.
Yeah.
Squirt, squirt, squirt. It's automatic. Um, not just the tube things that you put your money in for the bank. Think about the pins that are in those things that you just pick up the pen and sign with or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, I said the other day I stopped at a car wash, used the vacuum, didn't even think anything about it
Right.
until, but I'm getting better about being really conscious at what we're, dealing with here. So, really and truly, in my opinion, and I know this sounds crazy, Dave, but the only way is to just really stay your butt at home. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know how else to put it
it's a tough
because,
pill to swallow. I was telling you off mic how I'm getting jittery and anxious and
yeah,
that closed in feeling. So thank goodness I've got my bike riding to help me out. I've got a yard I can work in. And Amy, honestly, that has been my saving. You know what I'm saying?
now,
Is being able to get outside and be active and get that sunshine going on and bonding more with my family. It's my outlet to trying to
yeah.
survive this thing, knowing that I can't do what I want to do. You know?
Well, and listen, now I'm hearing that from various people saying those same things. I, however, am just the opposite.
Mhm.
I am almost enjoying this quarantine a little too much.
Yeah.
Like, I am a homebody anyway. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to get out on the weekends and like maybe travel to the lake or the beach or something like that. But to be honest with you, I'm a workaholic and this has forced me to slow down a little. So, and I've talked to several people over the last few days that are saying, I don't know why all these people are complaining. Like, I'm enjoying the heck out of this. And I think that tends to be for a lot of people who are workaholics who feel like they get up in the morning and by the time they go to bed at 10 and 11 o'clock at night, like there was no time to slow down. Like it was a constant push all day long. And like we grind, we grind, we grind. And we don't take time to rest the way that we should. We don't take time to spend with family the way that we should. So we are kind of seeing, I'm choosing to see this as a force to kind of slow down for me. And I'm really kind of enjoying it. I needed the rest. I needed this opportunity to kind of reconnect with my family. I had gotten a little too caught up in working multiple jobs. And so it's a blessing in a sense for me. But I've been taking my own pen when I do the carry out the sign at the bank. It says Warrior Girl on our YouTube. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that we can do when we're out and about to kind of do things differently. Dave, I got somebody this morning that sent me a text in the medical industry,
Mhm.
and they were basically giving me a graph of how long detectable coronavirus is on surfaces. Now,
Okay.
the reason why I accentuate the word detectable is because it can still be on surfaces that really isn't detectable. There can be traces of it still that we don't know how long actually that it can stay there. But for it to be detectable, uh, I've got some of the stuff here. In the air, it can still be detectable for 3 hours, which is going to bring me to the research study that I'm going to share with y'all in just a minute. Copper, which I don't really know what copper surfaces we might would come into
Mm,
contact so much, but
maybe
that's
some
4
sync
hours.
or something like that. Yeah.
Maybe some. That's 4 hours.
Mhm.
Okay, cardboard. I was talking about my concerns with opening my Amazon packages yesterday and
Right.
how I took them out in the driveway, put gloves on. I mean, I'm serious about this. It lives for 24 hours or it has a detectable trace up to 24 hours. cardboard is porous.
That's
So
right.
I feel like that's the reason that there's a lot of
It
concern
hangs
with
around.
that.
It's like a big old sponge, really.
Right, right. Stainless steel sinks, faucets, door handles, those things, 2 to 3 days, y'all. That means if you're still going to maybe Lowe's, or maybe not necessarily Lowe's, but places that are still open, considered essential. And I sat a few days ago in the parking lot while waiting for something in drive-through, and I watched 4 people go into this particular business, all grabbing the door handle as they
Yeah.
were going in, barehanded, no wipes, nothing.
Wow.
So that it can stay detectable on stainless steel for 2 to 3 days.
Wow.
So all it takes is one person with that coronavirus grabbing that handle, and it can stay, unless I see someone who runs that store walking in and physically wiping down the handle every time somebody opens it, then
Right.
I'm not convinced that we're still not spreading it, even by leaving some essential businesses open.
Right.
Okay. And then plastic, your tube that you're talking about at the bank, that you were mentioning, the tube that you put your money in and you put it through the chute at the
Yep.
bank, 3 days. So
Yeah.
somebody who's sick that needs to go to the bank and they handle that tube, put their money in it, 3 days, that the coronavirus can be detectable still up to 3 days later. So, social distancing just isn't enough alone. Dave, one of the things that I wanted to cover this morning and talk with everybody about is how we now are seeing that it may be possible to transmit the coronavirus through the air. Now is where we're starting to get a little down to the nitty gritty, not just on surfaces that we're touching. But this just came out over the weekend. Just a couple days ago, this study came out, and it was from the University of Nebraska Medical Center, several others. And they're saying that genetic material from the virus in air samples from both in and outside of confirmed patients' rooms. Now, that opens up this thing to a whole new arena. The findings offer limited evidence that some potential for airborne transmission does exist, though they warn that the findings do not confirm airborne spread. Okay, this is where I go into my Amy mode.
Well, we just need to act like it is.
Exactly.
That's just it. We just need to act like it is airborne.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And my kids call it psycho mode. I don't care what they call it. I'm just telling you, all it takes is one little research, and that's not a little research, but finding saying, hey, this is possible. And it could be why it continues to spread.
Could be.
Even though that we are doing a lot of self-quarantine and stuff like that, that it could be airborne. So all we need to do is realize that is a possibility and take your precautions and know that, hey, we need to be mask, gloves, if you're the medical personnel working, because we're learning every day, or the medical industry is learning every day more about this virus. It's not something that we've known about for years. So
No,
it's
it
an
isn't.
hour by hour findings and research and developing and continuing to educate the public about it. So take that information, do what you will with it, but understand that the best policy is to say everybody could have it that you're talking to or dealing with. It could be airborne. It could still be on that door handle. So best thing to do is stay at home, keep everything at home sanitized and clean. And when it's safe to get back out, then we'll know that.
That's right.
But it's definitely not right now for sure.
What is right now, though, is some Alabama, because we all need some TLC ASAP. It's Pollard and Dave in the morning.
I saw that this morning and I'm like, oh no. So now basically what they're saying is outside of the patient's room and in the air in the patient's room.
Not much.
Holla.
Good morning. How are you? Well, we're running a skeleton crew, Mr. Dickens. It's just been,
Yes, Warrior Girl. I take my own pen everywhere I go. To the bank,
it's just gonna get
to
worse.
the wherever. I got a pen in my truck, and that's the pen that I continue to use.
What you think?
Doctor's offices, if you do have to go,
A
like
little bit of
I have a
that.
doctor's appointment
I
with my
don't
daughter
disagree
today.
with the logic behind that, but that's
And
really the business aspect. The numbers are the business aspect of it.
all right, Dave,
Now
we gotta
everything.
we gotta call Tim.
It changes everything. You understand what I'm saying?
Good morning, Roland. How
got-
are you? You guys give us a shout out and let us know what you're doing on the YouTube stuff. Are you at home? Are you still working? I know we saw that we got truck driver.
Hey, man.
What's up?
I got you a little early.
Gotta work.
No problem.
All right.
Good morning, Tim.
Good morning.
How are you, sunshine?
Good.
What's your name?
Good. That's wonderful.
What about you?
We're good. We are streaming live on YouTube. Say hello to YouTube, everybody. Tim, say hey.
What's up, YouTube?
This is the mortgage man. Y'all hear about him every day. Hey, Ursula. I see you're working from home. Good morning. Roland, what do you do? Oh, I was going to tell y'all, since we're not on air. Well, I mean, we're live on YouTube, but I was talking about it earlier this morning. I have not in my household, but in another household in my family, a family member that's running 101.5, 6, 7 fever. Started late last night. So we're trying to keep an eye on that. I know if you're working at Arby's, Roland, you guys are probably busy in that drive-through. I know a lot of folks are still. There he is. A picture of Mr. Tim Watson.
B1053 is Pollard and Dave in the morning. Good morning to you. We are streaming live on the YouTube. Just go to goodness, I have just messed
Wiregrass Radio.
Wiregrass Radio. When you go to youtube.com, search Wiregrass Radio. It's two separate words. You can join in the fun, and we're trying to just make the most of social distancing. And I think it's really important to understand what Amy and I mean by social distancing and how fun it is to be at your own home when you do it.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, so I literally had a conversation with someone yesterday that said, just asking questions about,
Hello?
Hi. Hello, Tim. Can you hear us?
It went dead there for a while.
Okay.
We got you, man. We're all good to go now.
It was Dave didn't have the right button pushed yet.
That's right. I didn't have my foot just twisted in the right direction.
He's got it.
We got it now.
So I was talking with a couple.
I do.
He does. I was talking with a couple yesterday, and they were asking about, mortgages and the interest rates and everything. And I said, well, what interest rate do you have right now? And they said 3.625. I said, you guys are probably really good. Like y'all are in good, because it wasn't long ago that they purchased their home. But they were asking about people and rent and how much rent is cost. They said if we did decide, because he's military, if we did decide to move, do you think that we could rent this home? And I said, more than likely, yeah. And he said, well, how do we know how much we can get? And I said, well, I'll tell you right now, there are people in Dothan that are paying $800 and $900 a month for rent. They're like, get out. That's how much Atlanta is. And I said, exactly. People could own their own home for $800 or $900 a month rent that they're paying now, Tim. Hello, Tim Watson, Dave Gilligan. Good morning. Hello. Okay, guys, so it looks like we might have lost Tim Watson.
Yeah, Tim's with us, Amy girl. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes, I
But
like
you
you.
could not
Can you hear
hear
me?
Tim? Can you hear Tim?
I can hear Tim now.
Okay.
Hello, Tim, can you hear me?
Hey, Amy, welcome back.
Thank you. Dave, you and Tim go ahead and take it from here.
No, you had it going on, girl.
No, go ahead.
Everything you said. Anyway, Amy was talking about the cost of renting being as much as, if not more than, purchasing a home that is bigger than most apartments.
Yeah, in Dothan right now, when you drive around, you see all these apartments going up, and I just sit and look at myself and just say, I just do not understand this. I do not understand how there can be more apartments going up in Dothan when we have the home sales that are absolutely crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when people call and say, hey, I'm renting right now, I'm currently paying $900 a month rent. And I said, well, you can afford this size house. Oh my gosh, I don't need anything that big. I mean, it's crazy right now.
Yeah.
Please, folks, don't think that right now that you have to rent, because you don't. We're a phone call away to tell you how much you can qualify for, and we do everything online. You never have to leave your house. We've got realtors that can do virtual tours of a house that you may be interested in. We do all our applications online. You submit all your docs online. You sign your docs online. I mean, everything is done internet.
It can't get any simpler than that, I don't think, Tim. I think you've taken every roadblock out of the way. We've described how much house you can get for, let's just say, $900 a month. We determined that a couple of weeks ago. What about a 2,000 square foot home? Thereabouts?
Pretty much, yeah.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Talk about social distancing at its finest. Your own home with a yard that you can do whatever you want to in it. How easy is it, Tim? We've taken out all the roadblocks. It's pretty much from the house. You go to a website. Where do they go?
Go to mortgagemantim.com. At the top of the page, you'll see a link that says Our Team. Click on that. It'll have a picture of every one of the rate shakers. Click on your favorite rate shaker. It'll take you to their application, and we'll take it from there.
That is so awesome. It's Hometown Lenders, your equal housing lender. NMLS
65084.
Thank you, Amy Pollard.
You're welcome.
Tim, you're the best, man. Thanks for staying steady through our technical issues, man. You have a great day, okay? Stay safe.
All right, not a problem, brothers. Appreciate y'all.
Inslee has been cancer on and off for 2.5 years.
She wants to be looked at like she's
all right.
Just any old regular.
Let's see here. Boom. Is that Cherry Span? I have a question. What's the difference if someone has the flu or pneumonia and touch things as a door or the bacteriums of spreading germs and sickness? The difference is we know how to treat the flu. We know how to treat pneumonia. And right now, Sherry, we're just learning just at the very basic level how to treat what happens with coronavirus. They're just now understanding that the coronavirus can actually trick your immune cells to, Amy was describing this yesterday, to attack your own cells because it goes into that hyper mode where it's just create. And that can lead to pneumonia. That can lead to other germs. See, this just it. We're all coronavirus COVID-19 right now, but don't forget, there's still the flu. There's still the cold. There's still people having strokes and heart attacks and car wrecks and stuff like this. So coronavirus nature is to survive, just like all of our nature is to survive. And it's a very opportunistic virus.
Yeah.
So
and not only that,
we have cures for everything but that. Just the short. version of that. So we've got to best practices, social distancing and washing the heck out of your hands every opportunity you can. Amy's big on carrying wipes and the hand sanitizer with her in her car because she knows she's got to get gas. She knows she has to maybe pick up a prescription or something like that. So she just wipes everything down, and that's really the best thing you can do right now.
Right. And not only that,
Question.
Huh?
Amy, you with me, girl?
Yeah, I've been trying to talk,
Okay,
and
I hear you. Maybe I've got. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you the whole time. I tried to talk a couple times. We're gonna eventually get these buttons figured out for sure.
Yeah.
Another thing about the difference is this virus. You are reportedly 4 to 5 times sicker than you are with the flu. So
really?
there's
4 or 5 times sicker.
That's right. So where the flu might have you feeling like this, the coronavirus is a whole nother plateau, and that comes. I've got family members that were diagnosed. Plus, all the research is saying that you're 4 to 5 times sicker.
Amy, Carl's got a question. How nervous are y'all with the hospitals and the babies do? Amy, I know that weighs heavy on your brain. Even before Carl asked the question, I know it was.
It's been like I've been praying about it a lot because it seems that we're starting to see an incline here. We've been I'll say that we've been behind the times here in the Wiregrass with numbers. I feel like it's been way more than what we've known. We just didn't have the testing available to know it here in the Wiregrass. But I do feel like it's definitely on a ramp here. And so going to the hospital or having my daughter go to the hospital at this time, it's the absolute worst time ever. And so I'm very, very nervous about it, but we've just been in prayer about it, and we're going to continue to do that, knowing that God's in full control. I mean, we have no control over other than just staying home. Naturally, she can't do that, but I think the hospitals are taking some good precautions with the maternity wards and keeping, as much separation as they can there with that. But like today, we have a doctor's appointment, and I go with her on all of her doctor's appointments. And I will be seeing to it that we have masks and that we're wearing gloves and that we have our Clorox and that we touch nothing when we go today. I mean, literally nothing. That's another reason why I go with her is don't touch that. Don't, because we do tend on our normal, everything we do on a normal basis, just you don't think about it. There's things that you just touch before you even realize you've done that. So, that's all we can do right now.
It's just got to move from the back of our mind to the front of our mind.
Yeah,
that's a real transition that we as friends and neighbors and coworkers and next door folks that you don't even know, we have to consciously move these practices from the back of our mind to the front of our mind. And that's really, I know I'm oversimplifying it but it really is that simple. We just have to.
And the big thing too is we got to make sure, I mean, with the doctors and with everything else going on, we're just going to have to continue to, she's been totally secluded for weeks now. And if we continue to do what we're supposed to, then inevitably people do get this, y'all. Let's keep in mind that people do get this virus and recover from it. It's not a death sentence just because you find out that you have the coronavirus. So I want to be a light for a lot of people that are worried that if they do get it, people are recovering every day from it.
I've read stories actually, Amy, of 100-year-old people surviving this. and 60-year-old people and 20-year-old people all surviving this thing. But Amy, I got to reiterate once again, best practices right now, be the last person to say, hey, I got this. You know what I mean? Be the last person. Live like it's a race to see who gets this last. And I think if everybody has that attitude, we'll come through this a lot better. Let's see here. Roland, how often do y'all do live on locations? Roland, honestly, if you want to do a live remote, you're talking with the right person. Amy Pollard is our sales manager for all 4 of our Wiregrass family of radio stations. So you've got 4 options depending on who you're trying to reach whenever you're ready to do a live remote. And I'll tell you what, Amy can do a whole lot better job of describing what she does than I can.
We actually do them quite often, and we are available once we are clear for no more social distancing for obvious reasons. We can't do them right now. But I mean, as a matter of fact, I think I did one at Wolfgang's the week before.
The last one we did actually was for
Wolfgang. Right before we decided that we needed to, shut down everything.
Are they doing drive up? By the way, I meant to ask you that. Is Wolfgang's doing drive up?
Wolfgang's is open. They're considered essential because they're pet related and pet food and being able to provide for the animals. So they are essential. You definitely call before you go or order online or through Facebook, and they'll bring it out to the car, curbside service. So, I also got some information from USA.gov, Department of Veteran Affairs, where there are 633 military that have tested positive for coronavirus. And that stands to reason because they do travel worldwide, a lot of them stationed, overseas.
The Middle East is a mess right now because of coronavirus.
Italy,
mess. And a lot of our troops just left there. So,
here
we go.
Keep them in your prayers for sure.
Don't do me no good. Don't do me no good at all. Don't do me no good. Don't do me no good. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo. B1053 is Pollard and Dave in the morning, broadcasting from 2 separate locations, practicing good, safe social distancing. We're cleaning our houses, we're cleaning our hands, and you can see it all unfold live on the YouTube. If you like, just go to youtube.com and type in Wiregrass Radio, 2 separate words. This hour brought to you by Covenant Care Hospice. Amy, it's 68, warming up nicely outside. We do have a wind advisory until 7 o'clock tonight. We're expecting some weather after lunch and hopefully out here by 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Earlier when we were talking about I want to make sure I clarify this. When we were talking about the samples that possibly some of the research that's being done could be airborne, that is from Fox News. So just
there's your source.
Dave, I'm throwing that.
You're just giving your source out. Okay.
That's right.
I heard that on National Public Radio yesterday afternoon. They were talking with scientists. And like you say, Amy, and this is what everybody needs to kind of wrap their heads around. This is new to everybody. It's new to scientists. It's new to doctors. It's new to disc jockeys. It's new to salespeople. It's new to people who work at Arby's. We're new to everybody. Okay. And like Amy has been reiterating this morning, it's a learning thing on the day to day, on the hour to hour, on the minute to minute. And as long as you wrap your head around the fact that we're all in this together and that we're all learning about everything at the same time, we got to prop each other up and calm each other down sometimes and lift each other up from those dark places from time to time, because social distancing is, quite frankly, hard to do. Now, if I wanted to be alone by myself before the coronavirus, I had no issues. I could do that. But now that I'm being told that I can't, it's like you can't have the cookie in the jar, Dave. Well, you know what Dave wants now? He wants the cookie in the jar.
For sure. There's a ton of things going on in the news. You've got GM, Dave, and some of these other companies that are actually stepping up to the plate to make ventilators because there's a huge need for the ventilators in a lot of these hospitals that are peaking with patients with the coronavirus. So, and then we've talked about Coors or Anheuser-Busch stepping up to make hand sanitizer and things of that nature. So,
Here in Headland's been doing it.
who? Oh yeah, locally.
Yeah, our distillery in Headland.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they're great. Yeah.
And I don't know. It's good to see a lot of these U.S. companies kind of stepping in and saying, "Hey, we're going to stop production of this, and we're going to start working on what our front line needs and what the doctors and nurses need." And I can't, push it enough. I'm so thankful, but yet prayerful for these people that are having to work on the front line, even here in the Wiregrass area. Y'all imagine the people that are having to go in every day, the doctors and the nurses that are working in our hospitals. There has to be a concern with them exposing themselves,
Yeah.
quite frankly, every single day, in and day out. And the number of hours they're exhausted. And we haven't even really begun to see the peak here in the Wiregrass. And
No.
so please be keeping them in your thoughts and prayers, because they are heavy on my heart and mind today for sure.
Yeah, Ursula's got some great comments here on the YouTube page. She says you have to treat the public like you're driving. Watch out for you and them. I've had to ask individuals to step out of my personal space because they were not thinking about how close they were. So just like if you were in your car and somebody got a little close, just hit that brake, let them go on by.
Yeah,
Maintain that safe distance. That's great advice, Ursula. I like that.
for sure. Okay. Once again, weather-wise today, y'all, we could have a possibility of some severe weather. We are under a wind advisory until 7 p.m. tonight, and we'll probably start seeing the rain here locally between the hours of 10 and 2 is what we're going to be keeping an eye on the most here. So if anything severe develops, this is not going to stop us just because we're broadcasting from different locations. We're going to do what we always do and bring it to you from All Metal Roofing and Siding.
That's right. This hour is brought to you by Covenant Care Hospice. It's Pollard and Dave in the morning. BRB, girl.
So I'm seeing in the news today, guys and gals, that the NFL owners are going to meet this week on a conference call. They're expected to approve the expansion of the playoffs to 14 teams with 2 additional wild card games beginning with this season, the 2020 season. So expanding the playoffs to 14 teams, and then they'll have 2 wild card playoff games. And once the new playoff format is approved, the team owners are reportedly expected to vote on approving deals to allow NBC and CBS, praise Jesus, to broadcast the games. So that's a good thing. And then, so the latest folks on the quarantine, Prince Charles is out of self-quarantine now. I don't think, I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem like it's been 14 days since since it came out in the public that he had tested positive, or his aide tested positive. I can't remember. Somebody around him tested positive. It doesn't seem like it's been 14 days for him. But then again, he may have had been exposed long before they ever put it out in the news, just to make sure he was going to be okay. And then Spain's princess, Maria Teresa. She actually has died from the coronavirus, 86 years old. It's such a heartbreaking thing to see anybody lose their life to this. Joe Diffie, of course, several days ago. There's not been many country music artists, come to think of it, that have come out with saying that they actually have tested positive for it. I know some of the other celebrities yesterday were saying that these celebrities need to quit coming out saying, "Oh, I've had the test and I tested negative," because they're saying, "Look, you're a celebrity. You got the test, and there's a lot of people out there, normal folks, that can't get the test. So quit getting on your social media and say, 'Oh, I got a test and I tested negative,' because there's a lot of folks that probably needed that test worse than you did, but you probably got it because you're a celebrity. So quit talking about it on social media." It's basically what they were saying. It's a good point. Yes, Carl, I saw that. I stay on top of severe weather, and the Weather Channel has us at a Torcon 3 for today. I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, severe weather for sure. That's why, we got to stay on top of it. We were testing our remote capabilities yesterday to make sure I'm going to be able to stay on top of the radar. Dave's going to be on top of radar. If for some reason my internet were to go out, then I would have to log on with Dave via my cell phone. Although I wouldn't have the opportunity to keep a check on the radar. Dave has I've got all the confidence in the world in Dave in the studio. So either way, we're going to be on top of it for you guys.
You're so sweet.
You're good at what you do, Dave.
Oh.
So yeah, Torcon 3 is definitely something we want to watch out for. Tornadoes that went through Arkansas, I believe. Yeah. Fingers crossed. We don't need any of that. With everything else that's going on, we need to go ahead and pray that away. Claim it right now that the Wiregrass area is going to be safe and sound today. The hedge of protection, God's hedge of protection, will be on us today. That's what we're claiming right now. How long we got, Dave?
2 minutes.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I'm, I do that time-lapse sunrise every morning, and I'm trying not to skip any days. And, sometimes 20 people watch it, sometimes 90 people watch it, sometimes 200 people watch it. So if it's going to make somebody feel better to get to see the sunrise again this morning, I am so down with that.
It's going to be time for some breakfast before long. Oh, my back is killing me. I'm talking about yesterday, I was in wiping down wall mode.
Do you remember me telling you about my spring clean in my living room?
Dusting my air vents in the ceiling. Look, y'all don't even want to know. I was going psycho cleaning yesterday. And it's almost like an obsession for me. Once I get it started, it's like,
you can't stop.
No, because it's like, okay, I know I've got probably at least another day and a half or 2 days. Because I'm washing, this is how bad it is. I'm washing all the dishes out of the cabinets. I'm like wiping the inside of the cabinets down. It's crazy.
B1053, Pollard and Dave, my new favorite song, Gabby Barrett, and I hope. Wow, what a tune that is. 68 now on your all-metal roofing and siding weather radar. It's Pollard and Dave in the morning. This hour is brought to you by Covenant Care Hospice. And in case you didn't know, we are practicing good social distancing. Amy is broadcasting from her studio at the house. I'm here at the studio in downtown Dothan. And look at us, technological geniuses.
I don't know about all that. I mean, we're definitely I'm
Standing
deprived.
on the shoulders of Ricky Carter. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, so I am going to pass on some information, and this is going to be kind of long, but I think it's important. Okay. These are some things, and this is passed along to me from a friend in the medical industry. And actually, I've had this stuff passed on to me by several people in the medical industry. So these are some things and some information to share about some things that are associated with the COVID-19 virus. Okay. Now, part of this virus is characterized by obstructing respiratory pathways with a thick mucus that solidifies and blocks the airways and lungs. We know this because this is where patients talk about having trouble breathing, and that's one of the first symptoms that come along. So they've discovered that in order to apply medicine, that they need to open and unblock the airways. So that treatment can be used to take effect for the people that are having trouble breathing. All of this takes a number of days, though. So they have recommendations for what you can do to kind of, help keep the mucus down and things of that nature.
Sure.
And this is where working in mornings has a benefit, or people who love to enjoy that hot coffee in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying drink lots of hot liquids, coffees, soups, teas, warm water. In addition, take a sip of warm water every 20 minutes because this keeps your mouth moist and washes any of the virus away that might have entered through your mouth into your stomach, where your gastric juices will neutralize it before it can get to the lungs. So, did you know that, Dave?
Like stomach soap.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Gargle with an antiseptic and warm water like vinegar or salt and lemon every day, if that's
Can I gargle
possible.
with coffee?
Well, you're sipping the coffee, remember.
Okay.
You're
all right.
That's your
Just
thing.
trying to
That's
kill
not
two birds with one stone.
No, you need an antiseptic.
Okay.
Like
A soap or
mouthwash.
something.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The virus attaches itself to hair and clothes. Add detergent or soap. Detergent or soap kills it, but you must take a bath or shower when you get in from the street. Avoid sitting down in your home and go straight to the shower. I've seen where many doctors stripping down, not even wearing, when they walk out of the hospital, the shoes that they're wearing out of the hospital don't come in to the home.
Right.
So like today, when I go with Ansley for her doctor's visit, we'll come home, take those clothes off and put them straight into the wash.
There you go.
You know how sometimes you use the same towel, or sometimes you might wear a sweater and then just hang the sweater back up,
right.
To where it's just a cardigan or something like that. You shouldn't wear it multiple times. They're saying be vigilant about touching handrails, doorknobs, etc. Keep these clean in the home. If you're a smoker, you should also take heed to smoking during this time, because obviously you're already at a disadvantage for what your lungs could actually handle.
I got the science for that if you want.
What's that?
We have little hairs in our lungs and our esophagus called cilia. And smoking clogs those up and makes it hard for those cilia to move the mucus up and out of your system. That's their whole purpose. Is the mucus is there to catch the bugs. The cilia pushes the mucus up and out. And when you smoke, this is from a former smoker, you clog all that stuff up.
Exactly. Okay. So, and finally, if you feel any discomfort in your throat or a sore throat coming on, attack it immediately using the methods that we talked about, gargling and drinking warm liquids, soup, things of that nature to keep the mucus broke down. The virus enters the system through the throat, but will sit in the throat for 3 to 4 days before it passes to the lungs. In addition, experts suggest doing this simple verification every morning. Breathe in deeply and hold your breath for 10 seconds. If this can be done without coughing, without difficulty, this shows that there is no fibrosis in the lungs, indicating the absence of a possible infection. It is recommended to do this control every morning to help detect possible infection.
There you go. Little simple things you can do at the house without having to clog up the emergency room, Amy. I love it.
I'd had
Good
several
job.
of
Good
my
job.
doctor friends send me the breathing thing.
Yeah.
If you can inhale for 10 seconds, take a really, really, really big deep breath and hold it for 10 seconds. If you are like really symptomatic and you've got something, a possibility of the coronavirus, you would have difficulty holding your breath for 10 seconds without coughing. So they say every morning to every morning. Because that's basically what you've got to do, because you're definitely not going to go to the hospital right out of the box. They're discouraging people from doing that anyway. So you kind of need to be watching your own stuff. And I take temperatures twice a day, once morning, once in the evening.
You do that with everybody in your family, don't you?
Yep. Because a lot of times that fever kind of sneaks up on you when you don't really know. You may not be symptomatic really. So that fever can kind of sneak up on you quickly. Just little helpful hints.
Just little bitty things like that. Little things. Hey, you know, it's funny. We kind of making fun of the little things, but Amy Pollard, I'm here to tell you, it's those little things that are going to make the biggest difference.
I agree.
You know?
I agree.
So let your kids call you psycho. Go ahead and let them.
They love calling me psycho.
Well, I mean,
psycho.
Normally they're right.
Whatever. Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm also the first person you call when you're sick.
Yeah, because my wife, and I love my wife, but she is like the worst.
Why? What do you mean?
I don't mean to chuck my beautiful, lovely, who I adore wife under the bus, but if I'm sick, she don't care.
See, and I'm just the opposite. I go into, okay.
Hey, Cheryl.
Florence, is it Florence Nightingale?
Yeah.
Nurse, right? Rode through the midnight hours. Yeah.
Right.
That's me. I'm like riding my horse. Oh, I got to go take care of this one. I got to go take care of
Leah is Gertrude Nightingale, who doesn't care.
She's like, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
No.
And I love her, and she would admit 100% to what I was saying. But
and see, I'm that way to a fault. Like Ainsley had the flu, a month and a half ago, and she tested positive, so we know it was the flu. Tested positive for strand A, and Aaron had it too. And I slept in the bed with Ainsley for 5 days, taking care of her. Of course, she was, right at 8 months pregnant, and then Aaron had it, and I took care of him. And I must have some really good flu antibodies, which I did take the flu shot, so that must have really helped.
I do myself every year. My doctor really doesn't give me a choice.
What, the flu shot?
Yeah.
I take it religiously. And it's just, there's pros and cons. Everybody says, it's, they're anti-vaccine and they don't want to do it and whatever. I'm like, y'all can take your chance if you want.
Right.
But I can assure you, I am going to get the shot.
I'm taking my shot. I'm a big boy.
And knock, knock, knock. hear me knocking? I did not get the flu and took care of 2 that had it this year. So
Knock on your head, girl.
yeah, for sure.
Got to hit that solid wood.
We got
2 minutes.
okay.
We're taking the road less traveled. But we got news and weather, and then we'll go.
Yeah, probably what's going to happen, guys and gals that are on the YouTube, is we're probably going to log off for about an hour, and maybe we may have to be logging back in and getting on because we're looking at around 10 o'clock. How's the radar looking right now, Dave?
Everything's way north of us, even north of Montgomery,
which is good.
Now looking to the west, around Thomasville, Alabama, right there on the border, they're getting light showers, but they've thrown up a severe thunderstorm warning, Amy. But all the storms are tracking northeast, pretty straight up northeast track. So I'm crossing my fingers.
Well, the line of thunder showers that I'm looking at seems to me, I mean, there's well, actually 2 spots in this, and it's going to have to get a little more severe looking in between now and I'm saying it doesn't look as severe as what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah.
Which may be a good thing.
It seems to be more to the north of us, more around. Just looking at the big picture. I haven't pulled up a full U.S. satellite. Let me do that real quick. We'll be starting that. It's too dang early for that mess.
North of Nashville, actually. Yeah. There was a pretty hot little
so
cell.
taking a look at the big old whole U.S. of A satellite, I'm going to show you that it's looking like way more towards after lunch. I'm going to throw this up on the old share screen because it's...
And it may be... And if I'm at the doctor's appointment with Ainsley, Dave will have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as that most severe stuff stays north of us, we'll be good.
What I'm looking at is this area right here around lunchtime, maybe.
Yeah.
But if the storm keeps tracking like this, it may suck all its moisture and energy up here and just cover us with a bunch of rainfall over here, and maybe that'll slow things down. That would be the best.
What about Buena Vista, Georgia?
I don't know. Where's Buena Vista, Georgia?
Look over by Bainbridge and all that.
So right around here.
Yeah. Should be the same thing as us.
The Bainbridge is going to have essentially the same weather that we're going to have. Now you might get just like the tail end of anything crazy going on.
Yeah.
But I think everything's pretty much going to be like in and out, super duper. You know what I mean? Really fast.
Y'all, I'm fretting. Today's supposed to be my hair appointment.
Your hair?
And,
Can't be worried about no hairs now.
That gray starts peeking through. Me and Miss Clairol gonna have a talk.
You and Miss Clairol.
Because a huge plate glass window, the safest place to broadcast in severe weather. No, it is not, to be honest with you, Warrior Girl. I am sitting in front of huge windows. But thankfully where I live, I'm down in a bowl.
You're in a holler.
Yeah, I'm down in like a hole. So trust me, if it gets bad enough, this girl right here has been dealing with severe weather for all the years that I've been in radio. If it gets hairy, I will pick up and move. I can promise you.
She run
For
like
sure.
she run like there's a spider on the floor.
Yeah, I will move. For sure.
Ooh, sunrise was pretty spectacular-ish this morning.
Ish.
Right at the beginning, and then it clouded up.
The moo-moos are grazing this morning in the pond or
You know what I
down.
picture when you say moo-moos? I think of a bunch of old ladies wearing dusters out in the
I know, right?
They're up in curlers and they're out there
Yeah,
holding the coffee going.
that's funny.
Uh,
I'm hungry. I'm getting hangry. That's what I'm getting. Hangry. I need to figure out what, but I don't want nothing sweet. Y'all, last night, so I bought a bag of these.
I hope you're not talking to me. I can't hear you.
No, I'm talking to everybody else. I'm talking to them. Go ahead and do your thing. Yeah. Yeah, Cheryl, I see that they're setting up makeshift hospitals in New York. Definitely. And using refrigerated trucks. I saw yesterday a video that has gone pretty viral.
B1053, it's Pollard and Dave in the morning. Good morning to you. 3 minutes after 8 o'clock. It is 69 now. On your all metal roofing and siding weather radar, it is clouding up just like we expected it. We are under a wind advisory until 7 o'clock tonight. Maybe some severe weather. We're thinking 11-ish, 12-ish. It should move in, but it seems to be moving right out pretty quickly. So hopefully, knock on my forehead made out of wood, this isn't anything crazy we got to deal with.
We're keeping our fingers crossed. The potential for some really heavy, severe weather is there. Carl was mentioning earlier, which I debated on saying a lot about it. Torcon 3 is what Weather Channel has us at, which means conditions are going to be favorable for tornadic activity. And we should always tell you that so that you can be prepared. Make sure that you have your plan of action ready.
Keep your ear to the ground.
So y'all make sure that if the weather does get hairy today, that you keep it right here. We always stay on top of it and partner up with our friends at All Metal Roofing and Siding.
This hour is the service of Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise. Amy, talk about opportunities to take little mini road trips. You know, when you get cabin fever, hop into your brand new Mitchell Mazda and just take a little mini road trip and practice that good social distancing and escape. Sometimes you feel like the walls are closing in on you, Amy, and I can't stress how important it is to take advantage of the technology that you have in your own home, your smartphone. You might be able to FaceTime or do like Amy and I are doing, where you can stream and have conversations with your friends and family without actually having to get close to them. I think it's just really, really important.
So let me just say this. This is something that I've actually been kind of interested in here recently. While a lot of Americans are actually running in to stock up and buy toilet paper, Australians, on the other hand, are stocking up on renewable energy storage. This is in response to COVID-19. Now, a solar firm in New South Wales called Smart Energy reports a 400% increase in customer inquiries in the last 2 weeks, reflecting public panic over shortages and any hypothetical changes to the infrastructure during such a global crisis. Diesel generators might not have been the best optics in 2020, but they're efficient and reliable in an emergency and have served for decades. For solar to begin making progress into diesel's market share is a big deal. Australia has also has more developed solar resources than almost anywhere else in the world. So now they've got more than 2 million of the nation's 13 million homes are fitted with solar panels.
That's awesome. Look, I'm all about efficiency and saving some money. You know me, girl. I squeeze a penny to get a dime.
The only thing that's kind of, for me, that's really questionable about this whole thing is if you get a lot of overcast or you go into a period of grim days, if you will, where there's just not a lot of sunlight, what happens then?
Well, that's what they're talking about. The batteries, like Tesla even has some batteries. They're huge. They're as big as a door, and you keep them in your garage for charging your car, and you can charge them to run your house as well. So batteries, I think, is the real key to the whole electric revolution, be it solar powered or geothermal or lithium ion, whatever
Is that the
technology
only
that
way
we
there is to
pursue.
store it?
In
Is like
batteries?
batteries? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way to store
Well,
solar energy is batteries.
yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting
Yeah.
because I mean, yeah, it
It
seems
doesn't
like
require, and you got to understand too, it doesn't require like the beaming, heating, boiling sun of summer to make solar panels work. It can be an overcast day and they'll still work. It's just they're not going to be as efficient if they don't have the direct sunlight.
they're not going to store as much energy.
Yeah, it's all about efficiency.
Okay.
And that's the key to actually everything about this electronic. You and I have been talking about electric trucks on the horizon. Electric cars are starting to take over. Of course, we're charging our phones all the time. Batteries are the key, and we're in it whether we want to be in it or not. Electric engines are far more efficient, far more powerful than combustion engines, and so it's here.
It
You might
looks
as
like
well,
if you're an
yeah.
investor
Oh
getting
yeah.
into solar technology or
Battery
either
technology,
batteries,
sure.
yeah, would be a smart move. Or
Ceramics would be a
either,
good thing right now.
yeah, or be in a partnership with a company that's coming up with some new technology that's not even out there yet.
Ooh.
Whatever
So
that
have you
might
got a
be.
$1 million idea you're sitting on, Amy Pollard?
Not
I mean, they're
yet.
right here.
I'm in the works.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're ciphering it out like a double note spy. I can
I'm
see the
waiting
smoke
for
coming
that
out of your
dream that God's going to give me. You know, that's going to be that $1 million idea. It just hadn't come yet.
I see. Alan Jackson's going to bring on that dream right now, Amy Pollard.
Don't you wish you could come up with an idea like that? Holy cow.
Yeah, I'm fully convinced electric is here and it's not going anywhere. I think probably in the next 10 years, we'll all have an electric vehicle of some sort. And in 20 years, collectors will have combustion engine vehicles and they'll be very expensive.
I agree.
And, it'll be like special places where people with combustion engines will go and meet and they'll have special
teddy bear
tracks.
hunt?
Do what now?
I'm getting feedback for some reason. What is the teddy bear hunt in Dothan? What is
Roland,
that?
you got that, buddy? You still with us?
I don't know anything about that.
I don't either.
Are they
Maybe
hiding?
businesses of putting pictures of teddy bears in places or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Roland, if you'll give us an explanation, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, surely we did. Hey, we got I got to get with you on the market report. We can do that from here, right?
We can certainly try, Amy. I'm not opposed to trying anything.
Yeah, I definitely
Let's
think.
see. Hang on a second.
We don't we'll wait till we get off the air, but look up teddy bear hunt in Dothan on Facebook.
Hang on. Go ahead. Start talking.
Let me see. Hello, check, 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 check.
Yeah, I can record it right here.
Oh, that'll be great. Okay.
Yep.
We'll definitely do that.
Look up teddy bear hunt on Facebook. All right. There's Lawrence County. Let's see here. I guess I got to put teddy bear hunt in Dothan. Dothan bear hunt. Is that what you're talking about? Let's see.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Miss Twyla says, bring your bears in. Might get some rain. Okay. Looks like a little game for the family, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's neat. Roland, thanks for bringing that up. We'll have to talk about that. Amy. That's pretty cool.
People are
'Cause,
putting
you know,
stuffed
the smaller
animals
kids-
in their windows, and you drive around so the kids can have fun looking. Oh,
Yeah, that's a nice break from being stuck in the house watching Blues Clues. At least for the parents.
oh, and then Carl says some of the roadways in Pensacola does it there. They're putting big overstuffed teddy bears at different intersections. Oh, that is precious. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, that is super cool. Oh, let's see here. Roland says Eufaula has joined as well. So that's cool.
That's awesome.
See, I tell you what, this is going to be as awful as what is happening is we're going to learn more about our fellow man and learn more about kindness and tolerance than I think we ever have.
Mm-hmm.
Do you share that, Amy, or do you think
Yes.
we'll stay divided? I hope that the country can really start shedding some of the petty differences we tend to hold on to.
Yeah. Me too.
All right, we're going to go in about 2 minutos. 2 minutiaces. Hey, you guys that are sticking with us, Roland and Carl and Cheryl, of course, and everybody who's sticking around with us, Wiregrass Girls, spread the word that we're doing this every morning. We'd love for the chat to get bigger and so we can share more ideas about what's going on. Yeah, share the whole YouTube link and subscribe and hit the notification button. That way you'll know whenever we go live. For example, if we have to go live today because of the weather, of course, we're going to try and stream it as well. So there'll be an opportunity to get all the information that we have via the YouTube stream. So I appreciate it, you guys. Show no. B1053, Pollard and Dave in the morning. Travis Denning after a few. 69 now on your all-metal roofing and siding weather radar. Still under a wind advisory. Will be until about 7 o'clock tonight. We're anticipating some showers and rain and some thunderstorms to begin sometime maybe a little bit before lunchtime and hopefully getting out of here pretty quick after that. Don't forget, we are streaming live on the YouTube, as we call it here. Just go to youtube.com, search for Wiregrass Radio. That's 2 words. And then you can watch us live and you can see how pretty Amy is, even when she ain't.
Thanks, Dave. I think
No, that was a
Something
total
like
compliment.
that.
It means you ain't even got to try, girl. You know how it is.
Listen,
You and me, we got the
the
natural.
funny thing about it is I'm working from home and I'm still getting up at 4:15 in the morning.
Of course you are. Of course you are. See, and you can tell I spend as much time in front of the mirror as you do.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, and he's not joking. Okay, so let's talk about this because one of our listeners is on our YouTube channel right
Mhm.
now.
That's right.
And actually, they started talking about this. I had zero idea about this bear hunt.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think it is the most precious idea. So whoever came up with this, kudos to them for such an awesome idea. But so Cheryl just sent me the info on it. Going on a bear hunt, and it says join the fun. If you'd like to participate, simply place a stuffed bear in a window of your home. So when families go for car rides or walks during the quarantine, they can hunt for bears. Communities around the nation are participating in bear hunts for the little ones to enjoy. Have some fun with your family while you practice social distancing. How many bears can you find?
That is
And
so fun.
it's hashtag random acts of community. And I
Yep.
think that is an absolute awesome thing to do. And if you've got a bear somewhere, teddy bear or something like that, you need to place them in your window.
Well, you
That
got to
is
sign. You got to join the Facebook group so you can have it sharing the fun too. So, like, if you've got a neighbor that's got one in their front window, you might want to put one on the next streets. So, like, if they got to take the corner to get to your house, change it up.
Well,
a
the
little bit. Make
idea
it
is
fun.
to get them where they're every house, so you can count them bear, 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 bear.
Yeah.
And the
See,
kids, you got to think if you're at home with small children and being quarantined, and they're little kids, they're not like teenage kids that you can just look at and say, "Get your butt in your room and go find something to do." The little kids, I mean, they have a lot harder time understanding.
that's right.
So getting out in the car and doing a little riding and counting bears and going on a bear hunt.
I love the fact that you have not forgotten how to talk to a teenager.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to share that. That's the cutest little thing. Perfect. Oh, put a bear in your car. Yeah, that's a good idea,
Have a
Cheryl.
mobile bear.
Yeah.
Mobile bear. Hey, decorate your bear with B1053 on it, then take a picture of it and tag it on Facebook.
And make us very happy.
You're going to be an honorary dad if you keep track
I
of jokes
know.
like that.
Dad jokes. I'm sorry. Couldn't help it.
BRB.
Okay.
Is that what you were talking about?
Aw. Cute. Dave's got his bears.
Well, no, these are Cheryl's bears. You'll notice the wipe. She said there was one on her desk. So I went and got a wipe and picked them up. So there you go.
Okay, there you go. Let me post my bear.
And what we need to do is we'll have to set up another place where my phone
I don't get it, Warrior Girl.
is online.
Craft
We'll
is going to
do a tour
start
of how
wanting.
net here at the desk is.
It says Craft is going to start. Warrior Girl. Craft is going to start wanting commissions. I don't get it.
What?
Craft is.
Oh, because of your recipes involving probably Velveeta and is that what it is?
No.
What are you talking about there?
I hadn't. Yeah, I hadn't done. What is today? Oh, today is a recipe day, isn't it? Today's Tuesday, so we got to do a recipe.
Yeah, she got it. She got it. I got it. Kind of.
Oh, got you. That was cheesy. Okay, sorry.
She outdated us both, Amy.
Yeah, she did. She gets the trophy crown, all of it.
Outdated us this morning.
Yeah, because she totally she totally got us on that one.
Jeez Louise. 800,000 just crossed. 800,049. This is from CDC. You hear me?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Be a million by the end of the day tomorrow. To be a million people. B1053, Pollard and Dave in the morning trying to catch my breath. It's Brett Young. Good afternoon. No, good morning. It is. I'm cooped up. I don't know what it is outside. 69. I know that much because I got the all metal roofing and siding weather radar, and I can see there's some clouds out there and a few showers well to the north of us. Troy and Clio feeling a little bit of sprinkle action. Nothing really crazy going on right now. We're going to let you know if anything happens close to home, thanks to our all metal roofing and siding weather radar. This hour is a service of Mitchell Mazda. Right there on the boulevard in Enterprise. Amy, we were talking about great ways to entertain the small kids because you make a good point. The younger you are, the less you're going to understand why the whole world just all of a sudden changed. And I think these ideas that we have, like the bear hunt that they're having on Facebook, it's a great opportunity for you to be with your kids and to, while they're hunting the bears, explain to them what's going on and help them understand why you're doing what you're doing. Because Amy was talking earlier about, sometimes the truth is the best way to go about doing things. And when it comes to kids, at least in my experience, always tell the truth because they're going to ask why. And when you give an answer to that question,
they're confused.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're going to be asking and wanting to know, and they look to you for, well, it's like we say, for truth. And you as a parent, that's what we need to actually do and kind of keep them. I mean, I do agree that limiting some information for children.
Sure, they don't need to know the gory details.
Right.
They don't need to know the gory
details.
But
Just like I talked about this one day last week. With smaller children, it's pretty much like, there's a virus that's making people really, really sick in their tummy, and we have to stay at home so that mommy and daddy and you don't get sick. And, just kind of explaining to them on their level.
That's right.
The limited amount of information that they need, but trying to explain it and listening to them. Some of the experts in the stuff that I was reading were saying you have to understand that they have questions. Don't just dismiss their fears or their concerns, that you want to make sure you say, I understand you being scared, but it's going to be okay. That's why we're staying at home. And
That's
we
right.
have to, not go anywhere right now because we don't want to get our tummy sick, and
Yeah.
just explaining it in that way. But
That's right.
they said one of the most important things is saying that you understand them. When you were their age, there were some things that scared you too,
That's right.
but mommy and daddy are going to take care of you, and not just going, oh, it'll be all right. Go play, go find something
Yeah.
to do. You
No,
don't want to do
we
that.
gotta be honest with our kids. We got to be honest with ourselves. And, the sooner everybody does that, the better. We
Right.
got to start really getting serious, as if Amy and I haven't already gotten about as
Yeah.
serious as we can get. Everybody's got to get on this page.
Right.
Everybody's got to get on this page
Right.
and slow the spread of coronavirus down. Slow it down, because our hospitals, Amy's mentioned the word peak a couple of times this morning, and y'all, we ain't got the peak yet.
No. No.
And cities like New York are already so overwhelmed that the Navy has had to provide hospital ships. And I've heard rumors of converting hotels in New York into hospitals. So,
Well, those aren't rumors. We don't spread rumors. We
Yeah.
actually, when we talk about things, it'll be factual.
Yeah.
And most of our source does come from mainstream media outlets that are creditable. So they are converting a lot of hotels into hospitals
There
to
you go.
take some of the pressure off of the actual hospital.
And that's why
Um,
social distancing
mhm.
matters.
Yes, it definitely does. And we talk about every day, we encourage you and we remind you that it does work. It is working. No matter how Looney Tune you think you're going right now, what we're doing is working. And we have to maintain and stay the course so that when this peak does come, the fewest amount of people possible will be affected by this. The more we try to return to life as normal, life as usual, business, back to business before we need to, the more we continue to extend the life of this virus, which is not a good thing.
No, it's not a good thing at all. Keep it here. It's Pollard and Dave in the morning. How about some angels visiting upon us? We need them, don't we, girl? What? You must be looking at something because you look lost, like a dog going poo.
I'm reading a story about washing fruit.
Yeah. You know that look your dog and cat gets when they're busy? They're like,
whatever. They're saying don't wash your fruit.
What?
And I don't understand that.
Who are they?
I'm on Fox News, and they're saying despite what a doctor in a viral video suggests, it's not a good idea to wash fruits and vegetables with soap and water, even during the COVID-19 pandemic. We've known for 60 years that there are toxicity issues about consuming household dish soaps.
Oh, well, if you rinse it really good, you shouldn't have issues. I think it's all about eating soap is what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Don't eat soap.
They say just wash your produce with cold water. Well, then I ought to be half dead as many times as my mama washed my mouth out when I was a
Does
kid.
that happen a lot, Amy?
It happened several times.
Several. How many is several?
I don't know.
Liar.
No, I really don't know. Probably 4 or 5 times. Enough that.
Why? Give me an example of what would have happened.
Talking back.
Sassy.
Running them chops. When you
Sassy.
don't need to be running them chops. Yeah. Trying to get a little salty.
If I was to call your mammy right now.
It was either soap or Jack in that jaw.
Yeah.
I got popped in the mouth multiple times. I did.
I'm gonna ask your mom next time I see her, did it stick?
Either that or that pinch up under the arm, up under your armpit on that
Right there?
tender skin.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Get that
Telling
ear. Did you ever get that ear?
She didn't get the ear.
Or this
think
one
that
hurts too.
What?
This one right here, pinching right there, and
Yeah. It was never any of that. It was always grabbing the back of my arm right there.
now so soap in the mouth.
Wherever.
How was it administered, Amy? Just the whole bar in your mouth?
Toothbrush.
Oh, brush your teeth with the soap?
Oh yeah. Mm.
Did you yak up?
No.
Or are you too busy
No,
going?
Yeah. Oh, promise I won't do it. Yeah. I hate her.
Can you see? B1053 Pollard and Dave in the morning. I'm learning me some learns about Amy Pollard this morning.
Yeah.
If you've been watching the stream on the YouTube, we're discovering that Amy comes by her motor mouth honestly.
Dave thinks that soap in the mouth, like people didn't like really get that.
Oh no, I got it once. I got it one time. And that was enough. But Amy apparently is like every other week.
No, it wasn't every other week, but I was a smart mouth kid. Like I mean, I wasn't a hellion or anything like that, but there were times that I thought I was going to try her. And she showed me real quick, like, who was boss. And that's what needs to happen with even some of the kids today. Telling you, we didn't have liquid soap back then. It probably would have been worse these days with liquid soap on the toothbrush.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. These days it's like, I'm going to count to 3. And on the count of 3, I'm going to call your dad. No, my mama didn't need my dad's reinforcement. Because the mama was the one that was at the home most of the time with the kids and all that. There wasn't none of that. I'm going to call your daddy. None of that. Because we were scared enough of our mama. It never got to the daddy.
What was your favorite flavor of soap? Like if you had your preference. If you had your preference though, but you had to pick, Amy. If you had to pick.
I didn't have to pick.
Which one would you pick?
None of it tastes good. It was always Dove.
Say it like you mean it.
It was always Dove. Like I don't think I have bought a bar of Dove soap in my adulthood ever.
Really?
Ever.
Really?
No.
Oh, I use it every day. It's my soap.
Despise it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah. So I mean, well, at some point you got to find a way to keep your kids from thinking they're smarter than you, and that mouth sometimes gets to thinking it's smarter than everybody. And that was some of the things back in the day. Hot sauce.
I've heard hot sauce keep you from sucking your thumb.
That too.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, some of these children these days need more than a bar of soap. I mean, really and truly, they do. I'm just going to say, I'm going to put this out there. Now, this no way endorses anything or anybody, but if you're going to wash your kid's mouth out with soap, Amy recommends Dove. Yeah. Mm-mm. It's got to be. I hate Dove. I can't even stand the smell of it.
Because of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
How funny. So, if I was to ask your mama how much you had changed from then until now, she'd probably say.
She still runs her mouth. That's what she
She wouldn't even answer. She'd just shake her head like this.
But she'll tell you right quick, like, that she snatched me up. Oh, a lot of these schools are doing internet, like making you're having to log on for your schooling to finish up classes or whatever. 15,000 LA high school students are absent from online learning since the school shut down. They're just like Okay, school shut down, so
Yeah.
I'm not logging on. I'm not gonna do it. What do you do?
Ricky sent me a
They've
text
not participated.
that I can't repeat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me see.
I can't.
Oh, was it? Oh, it's about me. It's about
No.
me.
No, it
What?
starts with my daddy. And if you're familiar with Ricky, whenever he starts a sentence with my daddy, he's fixing to tell you a big old lie. And it's probably going to be elaborate. Anyway, he said, my daddy used dog something or other to break his thumb sucking. Ricky, you're so funny, man. You make me laugh every day. Every day. Wild angel. All right, they're saying Ford and GE plan to produce 50,000 ventilators in 100 days. I don't think they're saying that it's going to take them 100 days to make 50,000. I think that means that in 100 days they'll be making 50,000. I want to get a for sure on that, because last I heard, GE and Ford said it was going to take 90 days just to retool everything so they can start.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's encouraging news. It's part of the War Powers Act, if I'm not mistaken. The president can actually start to tell companies to make ventilators. He doesn't have to ask permission and be sweet about it. If you look back to World War II, that's pretty much what happened. The president said, all right, we got to start making bombers and tanks. So GE, Ford, get at it.
Right.
And it is kind of a war that we're fighting. It's kind of wild. All right, I'm going to take a look at this one. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. It is going on the Facebook immediately. That is so funny. Ain't no better time than here. Here we go. Let's go right now. Here and now. B1053, it's Pollard and Dave in the morning of the latest from Kenny Chesney. Here and now, it is 69. It is cloudy outside, and the weather's going to be moving in over the next couple of hours. So, guys, just be ready and keep it here. We'll let you know exactly what's going on, because we got some great sponsors like All Metal Roofing and Siding that provide really the best radar in the Wiregrass. I'm just telling you, we got so many details and so much information thanks to that technology that whenever, ever there's something crazy going on, we got you covered, especially when it comes to weather.
For sure. So today is going to be no different than those days that we're both in the studio, for sure. Because this technology may work well when it comes to today keeping up with the weather, but if it doesn't, for some reason, Dave's still in the studio, so
Oh yeah,
we'll be able
absolutely.
to handle it.
Mhm.
Dave, why were you laughing hysterically a moment ago?
You sure you want to know? It's pretty funny. It is
Go,
pretty funny. I'm gonna have to
go.
throw it on the screen. It's a meme that I found. It said, "I made the mistake of telling my husband that an early symptom of COVID-19 is the loss of smell. So he's taken to passing gas in my vicinity, and then when I react, he tells me he's just performing a health check."
that
And he's
is something that we forget to talk about quite a bit.
yeah.
Not just sense of smell, but taste.
Mm-hmm.
Something goes on with your taste buds and your ability to smell. I know I saw an article last week of a woman that had COVID-19 that has a toddler and said that her toddler had been wearing a spoiled diaper for she didn't know how long.
Yeah.
And actually, because there was just no ability to smell that she
Right.
actually, felt really, really bad about it. But that's one of the symptoms as
And
well.
it goes on to say that the husband has now taught the children this technique.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. So I'm excited, Dave, about this new fast check test
Yeah, they're
that's
saying
coming
that
out.
they're saying that there's a test now where literally within minutes you're going to have a positive or a negative. You
Yeah,
know?
within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
that's
we need
encouraging.
those so bad.
Well, here's the thing now, and I want to go ahead and say this while we're talking about testing. The more readily tests become available, the higher the numbers are going to go. Okay. And
Right.
that's just a math thing. It is not because all of a sudden people are getting sick. It is just because it's math. There's more tests out there. We're getting more results. We're getting more accurate information. And let me tell you, the great news about more information is that better decisions can be made.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So if your doctor says, go get a test because you're kind of helping everybody out to determine whether or not you're positive or negative for this thing. And let me go
But
ahead and
here
skip this.
locally, can you even get one? Is my
No,
question.
it's a by appointment only, Amy.
But you can make an appointment, but that doesn't mean that we have tests available.
No,
That's
I get it. I get what you're
that's
saying.
where the problem is coming in, is that
Mhm.
a lot of people are running fever, they are symptomatic, but they can't go get tests because the tests just aren't available in our
We
area.
know what to do, though, right? If you're running a fever, if you're running any of the symptoms that COVID-19 presents, the first thing you do is you call your doctor. You do not go to the hospital. You do not go to the doc in the box. You don't go to your doctor's office. You call the doctor.
Can
And
I
he'll
get
tell
on
you,
my soapbox for just a minute?
please.
Okay. So here's
Let me get
where,
comfy. Hang on.
yeah, let me get comfortable.
Yeah.
Because here's where I have a little bit of issue with some of what's going on in New York right now.
Okay.
Okay. So you've got Mayor Como coming on and saying, okay, jumping up and down, I need ventilators, I need ventilators, I need ventilators. Well, they discovered over the weekend that there were warehouses that had like over 400 ventilators in it. Fox News was reporting it throughout the weekend. It's been a big deal. He comes on and says, oh, but the reason I wasn't using those yet is because I know I'm going to need them. But in the meantime, I'm fussing because you aren't sending me ventilators. Okay.
Well,
So,
did you realize that the states are having to bid against each other?
but
for these
this
things?
is where I want to get into this.
Yeah.
Okay. New York continues to pony for all of the supplies and ventilators and kind of hoard them because they are titled the epicenter of this whole virus. Okay. I get that. But then when you show me on social media yesterday where the Glory or whatever the ship
The
was,
Mercy.
the Mercy came sailing into port and has not been there since 9/11 to take some of the pressure off of the local hospitals there in New York. And I see gangs of people standing there taking pictures and almost in awe of this big ship coming into the harbor there, and they're all there being as spectators, I want to flip my lid. At the same time, the mayor's sitting here jumping up and down. We need ventilators, ventilators, ventilators. Why don't you get on the street, off the street, off the street? Because you're continuing to let people spread the virus because they're excited about this ship getting there. And they're in public, in clumps gathering. And that was in the media last night and this morning showing that. I'm jumping up and down here going, okay, or Louisiana or some of these other states that their death rate is starting to ascend and their confirmed cases are ramping up. Now they're going to be in need of these machines that you have in warehouses in New York.
Right.
So I think Trump is starting to step in and say, hold up, you're not the only state here that is in state of emergency or that needs these supplies for their front line or to save lives. And at the same time, somebody needs to look at him and blast him out today and say, I get it. I see where you're coming from. We're working as diligently as we can. But at the same time, get control of your people. Yeah, and when you get control of your people, then come talk to us about needing more supplies. That's the way I feel about it.
There you go. So, Amy got up on there. Just like she said she would.
I figured if I was getting my mouth washed out with soap, I might as well get up on the soapbox.
Might as well get on the soapbox and do it. Amy, that's about going to wrap it up for us today. I want to remind everybody to join us this afternoon at 5. Brother Ricky's putting on a show called Wiregrass Strong. Lasts for about 30 minutes. And today, I think that the mayor of Dothan is going to be on with Ricky. Yes. And he'll probably have a lot of answers to questions that you might have. This is going to be broadcast across all 4 of our family of radio stations. So no matter where you are, you can tune into this very informative show, Wiregrass Strong, with Brother Ricky Carter this afternoon at 5. Amy, I think that's about it, girlfriend.
That is about it. It's time for us to get on out of here. Although I do have a sneaky suspicion that we're going to be back here shortly.
So I'm trying to go now so I can go catch a nap.
Where this weather is going to be rolling in. Between the hours of 10 to 2 is what we're going to be vigilant about. If there's a need to extend that, we will definitely do it. We're under a wind advisory until 7 p.m. tonight. But I think the biggest threat is going to be where we're going to be watching from 10 to 2. So every time we bring you your severe weather updates, brought to you by All Metal Roofing and Siding. Y'all make sure to join us. Thank you so much for hanging in with us. Thank you to Mitchell Mazda, Rucker Boulevard, and Enterprise for bringing you this hour of Pollard and Dave. We'll see you guys later on. We love you. God bless you.